So,
Awesome.
Thursday, the 23rd of Jan. I think on my last stream, if I am correct, I said it's probably very likely that we get a lower high on Bitcoin. Um, and it seems to be that we're getting that if this loads. Seems to be like we're getting that. Is that weekly open right? I think some of these charts have different weekly opens, the index and the. This is Bitstamp.
Yeah, index is always different.
hmm So on the Bitstamp one, and let me check the Bybit one as well, which we actually have a stewer from this move right where we are, and we're on the weekly open. So I'm pretty sure the weekly open we're on right now. So yeah, so this is actually possibly interesting for a hold of this low and a long, um, especially if we bull div on the hourly here, and then we can just hold this weekly open, especially like this low. Um, I think it's quite interesting for a possible long. Uh, as always, I think yeah, it looks okay. It's possible that we could go and see like what I've been talking about as well for a while at 95k. I don't think that's out of the equation, and if I do long here, it's probably just going to be a stop like somewhere in here in case of a wick. But if we lose that, I will be looking if I am taking long. I think I am going to take a little long on the weekly open. Why not? I've been out of the market so long that I'll probably just take a stab at this looking at it now. I think people are taking a bit of profit before maybe the Japan rate hike or something, or maybe there's some data today. But in total, I think I'm still looking at the market in a bullish sort of sense. And yeah, as of right now, we have a lower high, but we don't have a lower low. So we're on the weekly open. If we can hold it, decent for a long. So yeah, if we do lose that, then anything lower I'll be looking as a higher low. And so yeah, if we lose this weekly open on a 4 hour close, I think we'll be going to 99k in this swing, and then probably December, so 96.5. And yeah, that would probably coincide with taking a lot of the liquidity out underneath this wick, which is here. So we could do something like this, and then under, and then regain, or we could do a full retest in here, which would also still be bullish in my opinion on the fire. So yeah, long, use your stop. If we come back down long again, that's kind of what I'm feeling on Bitcoin. USDT dominance, not doing anything. I don't think we're gonna really spend much time looking at that again. I think I was talking about the totals, just doesn't look ready yet, but seems to be farming out some structure. We're being supported by the weekly open right now. Major support December, major support in here around this previous weekly and the yearly open as well. So yeah, just a matter of time really, in my opinion. Total two, yeah, again doing nothing. We want to hold these lows in here again, out of it over here. This should be support around this December and weekly open as well. And then total three, we're just dancing around this all-time high weekly swing. If we can break that and find it as support, that'll be two weekly closes. So a break on the weekly close and then one weekly close back test as support. I think we'll be about to launch into the alt season, and hopefully that happens at the same time that Bitcoin is pumping for the last bit. But yes, Bitcoin Dom, not really doing too much. Um, Again, we're probably just gonna have to be patient on that. Ethic yeah, probably the same thing. So yeah, not too much to say on those. ETH, the price action looks a bit. It's like it hasn't completely turned amazingly bullish yet. Like it's possible that we could just middle out for a bit, or maybe like see a dump to the lows and then a regain. But all in all, I still think we are in an accumulation zone for ETH, and that will probably be sort of like this area if you're on spot. is a good accumulation zone. Because wherever we do down here, I think it's highly unlikely that, we start like breaking some of this stuff and coming down into here. Which is always possible, don't get me wrong, but I think it's quite unlikely at this time in the cycle and with the fundamentals and Trump and stuff like that. So, doesn't mean it can't happen, but that's what I'm kind of thinking. And, you know, if we do get down to those lows again into this band, I'll be a buyer. Simple as. Simple, simple. Probably on leverage as well. But I want this to be the deviation. I don't really want us to come revisit it. We're right in the band right now, so if we do like come back up and do that, it's still going to be middling. But yeah, I mean, we're just kind of waiting for it to do something. Um, XRP is just looking pretty good actually. I don't think there's too much to say on this right now. Possibly decent for a little bit of low leverage trading, but all in all, not too interested on that in general. Solana, yeah, I mean, let's turn these off. Probably need to update them. I think it looks fine for now. There's probably a massive stuber in here. Uh, yeah, which comes in at the yearly open. So I wouldn't rule out a retest of it. I don't think we necessarily need to do it as we're being supported in this area right here as of right now. So if we can just stay in this channel, I think eventually we'll probably be fine. But a break below the December, I think for me, I'll be targeting possibly somewhere in here on Solana. But as of right now, not too bad. Not not crazy, but not great. Just there could be something on the hourly. Yeah, could be something on the hourly. Yeah, especially as we're in the band. We're not really oversold in the oscillator yet, but definitely mildly interesting. Oh yeah, let's go through my popcat trade. So my popcat trade went exceptionally. Stink bid season, and I'm completely out of it now. I don't really want to. I think this area is going to be quite high resistance. There's possibly a reload around here, as it is getting quite a lot of strength right now. I think my trade did so it was 4-1. Yeah, I mean when it was up 50% raw, I was like, yeah, let me just completely exit it, and I'm pretty happy with it. So kind of the only thing that's been pumping in the market, so pretty decent. Doge, we're actually in the 786 to 886 pocket right now. There's also an hourly band here at the 886, which could be interesting, especially as considering this is probably a defined low. Let's just look at this on the 4 hour without this. Yeah, I mean, like if this 4 hour can close above, it will just touch in the pocket. But again, we are bearishly retesting levels and coming down lower. So I guess that's probably better to be there. Um, yeah, we'll see if we hold this 4 hour swing and this previous weekly open. If not, the bids are ready in here. So happy days, whatever happens with that. Uh, yeah, another thing that I've got my eye on, possibly in here. I think I'm going to be starting to long some of this stuff if we do get back down to the lows again. And yeah, we seem to be bleeding a little bit, but happy to just long anything that we're at the lows. See, look, injective. We kind of want to see this 4 hour close above the weekly open. If not, looking to long in this area here between the yearly open and November. But no evidence of this actually losing levels now, so it could prove a decently interesting long on this 4 hour close. So quite a couple of things actually lining up, which are looking kind of interesting. And on the hourly, we're currently not making a lower low, so interesting. Definitely something to keep an eye on. And also we're fat, as we've made a high. Sorry, we made a high. Obviously, extreme resistance up here, and we have bearishly retested the yearly open. But anything here will be a higher low from this low. So it could actually prove an interesting trade. The other two things I'm looking at are, let's have a look at AVAX because of our boy JD. Mm. Was actually looking pretty decent up here when we gained these levels and held, but since we're coming actually and breaking this 4 hour low and the yearly open, yo, that's a nasty. That close actually held the yearly open and the weekly, and then we just fell off a cliff since. So I think this is maybe another thing that I might set some stink bids in here, and then we might get something like that, and then hopefully a regain. But the altcoin market is looking a tiny bit thin, so if I were to long anything, for example, on this like 4 hour close, it would obviously be with a decently tight stop. Because then if we did lower, so for example, like if I were to long dodge here, if I were to long dodge here, my stop would probably just be like under this wick. Because then if we were to lose it, we're probably going to go back down very much lower, like in here. And I don't want to be in a trade from up here, so that'll be probably like a 10% dump in the alt market, which is very, very possible. Easy possible. So then I'll just try again down at the lows, and the yearly opens and stuff. Yeah, I was doing AVAX quickly. Yeah, I mean, it doesn't look great at the moment. I'm not really a fan of trying to long this. If it were to regain the yearly open, I would be quite interested in it. But as of right now, we might be holding this band. Who knows? We'll see. Yeah, it looks so. Again, probably the same with near, which is right now on its yearly open. It looked actually pretty decent over here on these 4 hour closes. So I wouldn't have actually, I wouldn't have hated you if you tried to long it here. I think probably the stop is just like under here now. So yeah, we'll see how this goes. There's definitely a couple interesting things for sure. But on the hourly, this is bearishly retested this, which was support, and now we're coming back down. So hold here, or we're gonna probably go quite a lot lower, especially on the altcoin market. But yeah, looking pretty interesting, and um, I think that's about it. What else was I looking at? There was one other thing, but I think it was VeChain, which we were looking at. Someone asked me to look at VeChain. I said, yeah, if this does do a higher low around here, I've already got a join on, then my target's probably going to be up at 6.0. So this is actually another thing that slightly interesting me for a potential long. But yeah, um, what are you guys looking at? I like the look of the 618 around 90 to 97k. Yeah, I mean, everything from here down is potentially a level to long. Um, and who knows where it's going to stop? It could bounce here and keep going. It could go down to 95k. Um, but I'm over the Christmas and the like not operating too much in leverage because we've had the inauguration, we've had all the stuff, and yeah, I want to get long. And if I get stopped, I'll just long lower and then hopefully catch the trade. I'm not trying to like time the bottom really. So yeah. Jack, if you will ever have a pet cat, you need to name it Popcat. Yeah, I used to have a cat. Rest in peace. Now I just have a dog. But yeah, I probably will name it Popcat to be honest. Podcast's done me very well over the last year, and it was tradition that in these streams, when I started finding my feet, I used to just go on the 3 minute. I used to just go on the 3 minute with the combination bands and just scout Popcat. It was quite funny. That was actually pretty hilarious. Maybe we'll bring it back one time. Maybe we'll bring it back on Trump. Let's have a look. Yeah. Maybe not really. We'll see. Griffin's holding up really well, so let's have a look at that. As happy days for people who have parked decent chunk of liquidity in here. Yeah, I think this looks, how do I say, like squeezy up. Hmm, it looks okay. There's no evidence of a breakdown. Good morning, legends. Good morning, legend. Isn't it a bit early in the US? Yeah, I think it is quite early. Griffin green. It's a green. Guess it depends on what you call early. 6:20 a.m. You guys are early risers, you and Zeus. I like super. Let's have a look at super then. Super. Is this super farm or superverse? Is it super farm superverse? Is that the same thing? Or am I misunderstood? Um, I would possibly say this has a chance to go a little bit further down, but it doesn't look like the worst, especially due to this big wick. And then, as of right now, we're holding this low right here. If we close underneath that, I think, yeah, we're going to see 9-6, but it's very likely that we're quite close to a bottom on this, be it here or possibly in here. If we were to come down and like do that, that would be a little bit crazy. So, yeah, not too bad on this. That sell signal looks to have played out decently. Yeah, weekly swing in here. Not too bad. It definitely should be close to some sort of bottom. A lot of these alts, like, have really been bleeding, actually. So, there's actually some decent buys on spot out there. For example, what's VXV doing? I know prop chain is down at $1. This is just down in the doldrums right now. I really like this project, although the chart might not reflect how bullish I am on it. But I think this is definitely one to watch. Like this is a decent little one. Yeah, it's 5:20 for me. Yeah, you guys are crazy, man. It's literally like I literally woke up like an hour ago, 10:30.
Dude.
Where when did you wake up, Adrian?
8, half 8, yeah, something like that.
Oh, it's like
Around
a
it.
normal time.
Yeah. But then don't ask me how long did I sleep for.
Yeah, exactly. Popcat man. Yeah, come on, the Pop King is back. No time like the present. Yeah, I mean, what I used to do, Sam, is before I started working on the weekend in uh, my real estate, like the thing next to my house, I used to just trade PopCat all Saturday because um, the volume was mostly like teenagers and stuff. So you're basically trading with stabilizers, that being the MDX indicators, against literal teenagers and like kids. So it was like so much fun and really simple, quite simple stuff. It was a good time, man. But then obviously all the memes have been getting shat on since summer, so I haven't touched them or barely looked at them actually. And yeah, it's a good thing that Ego sold his stuff and just went into AI agents. Like, what a smart man. Ada looking peak today. Yeah, let's have a look. Though possible bull dip forming on the daily triple bottom. Yeah, I mean quite a lot of alts are looking a bit bleak, isn't it? But yeah, I mean that still looks fine to me. I don't think there's no there's no evidence of a breakdown on this chart unless we can like lose these lows here. So yeah, there's also a combination band here. I think this is probably going to stop in here where I've marked this out. I I don't know. I'll probably mark this out on Tuesday stream. So yeah, we're just seeing a little bit of a lull phase. It kind of does feel like the calm before the storm in the alt market, where everything's like really, really sometimes looking a little bit bleak and bleeding, and then it just takes that one executive order, that one catalyst, and then everything just goes absolutely insane. I haven't even checked the long to shorts and the liquidity, so I'm probably gonna do that right now. Let's have a look first on the hour on the MDX Algo. 4 hour is retail are 57% long. Okay, 1 hour 57%. Cool. 12 hour 52%. Okay, so that will probably print another one in 30 minutes, right? So generally, there seems to be a trend of longs coming into the market as we're going down. So I think it's possibly likely that we could see a little bit lower on Bitcoin. As I was talking about holding the weekly open for a possible long, it looks like people are trying to long this. Um, let's actually just see if we can check the volume delta on possibly Binance. Which one's Binance? Binance. And maybe the hourly. Let's see if this gives a nice little read or something. Yeah, people trying to long this. Look at all that short leg. Interesting. 52% long and 57%, 57.7 on long account. So yeah, way more long. Not way more, but more longs in the market in general. It's not crazy, crazy. It's not like I definitely think we're gonna go down, because we could still hold the weekly open and go a little bit further up. But it's seeming that way slightly. New liquidity just dropped. There's a lot at 107.5k, so just above here. And that's all the short liquidity from down here. So yeah, interesting to say the least. Let's reload this quickly. Decent amount at 99.5 as well. Actually, a lot more at 99.5. All the way down into 90, 98 basically. So liquidity over here and liquidity over here. Like if you want to scalp, fine, weekly open, you can kind of try and take this up to here. But generally, if you're looking for more of a swing trade or something a little bit more concrete, you probably want to wait for the liquidity up here or the liquidity down here to take a direction. Um, yeah, but it's fine. It's fine for you to jump in now. I don't think we have any. There must be some news today, but I don't think it's very important. So I'm happy to try and stab along or something. Stab a little scalpy scalp. Let me check the chat. What's being read right now is a sale on alts. Yeah, for sure. I mean, it would be sick for it to pop back up in that. Yeah, it would. It would indeed. Let's see. Feels like a mega pump is coming, but probably quick painful wick down first to murder retail. Yeah, definitely could happen. Um, I think that would make sense because a lot of people are just kind of just sitting in longs maybe. Take them, quick buyback, and then it goes, and then everyone's left sidelined. Sort of vibe. Quite the consolidation. Have you people over in Europe been shorting the crap out of Bitcoin this morning or what? Wish I was awake for the move. Looks like easy money. Yeah. I mean, I don't really wake up for the morning, so I more care about the 4 hour close at 12 and then the next one and the next one and then the daily close. That's kind of like my trading window. And then I missed two. Yeah, I missed two in Asia, and then I probably should wake up for the morning one in London. So I only miss one 4 hour close every day. That would probably be the most efficient way of trading, where I stay up for the daily open and then wake up before I miss one and then wake up before the next one. But I can't really be fucked. Look what happened July 31st of this year. Last time Japan hiked rates. Okay, let's have a look.
July this year.
July 31st of this year.
This year.
Okay, Adrian, we get it. Of 2024. I'm sorry that you're not intelligent enough to figure that out.
July 31st. Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, big dump.
It's okay.
So what was this dump? This was actually a 30% dump. That's crazy. And how long was that? In one week, one weekly candle dump. Yeah, I mean it definitely could happen. Um, and this is an equal high right now actually. If you look at this on the daily, just with no indicators. I mean, we
The
still
reason
have.
why I just bring it up was the news that today is Japan's interest rate decisions, and the last time that they hiked interest rates was July 31st when we had that nuke.
Okay.
So
The whole carry trade thing. Yeah, I mean it's definitely possible that I still think we're in a bullish market, but yeah, we could we could be seeing a lot lower, and we could actually be seeing like something like just like this, and then make like a massive higher low. Yeah, which is all we're still waiting for, really. Still haven't got that. It's definitely possible, and I would definitely be yeah stopping my longs, putting stops and stuff. But yeah, definitely a good thing to keep in mind for sure. Um, yeah. Give the man a break. Yeah. Um, let's have a look at. Interesting. Iranian Hamas guy was also assassinated on 31st July. Nice. That's pretty decent. We love to hear that. Come on. Um, yeah, I think
yeah,
that's about it for me. Unless anyone's looking at anything in particular. I guess we should look at Lincoln Arve because Trump has an interest in Lincoln Arve at the moment, and maybe get rid of some of these drawings. I mean, this looks pretty bullish to me. I'll probably be along here. 310. Alert me, sir. Please alert me, sir, when it crosses that price. And link. What is this blue line? Yeah, I think that looks like it's going to break soon. You know, come up to resistance, slide all the way back down, retest this, a subsequent bounce, low high. Probably going to carve something out here, and then eventually. Looks pretty decent. Looks double dece. Iranian Hamas guy. Degens sounds like legends, but degens. That's actually good. Ticker is boom. Yo. That's actually good. But yeah, anyway, feel free to unmute your mics, guys, and take over from me, because I think that's about all I have to say today on the market. Render seems to be holding quite well as well. And one thing the last thing I will say is due to I actually was watching some of the Trump, some of his speeches and stuff, and they were talking some really interesting stuff about decentralized science and the whole AI deal with Mr. Altman and some Chinese guy and some guy from Oracle as well. Really interesting stuff actually, where they could just like AI a blood test and see if you've got residual cancer cells, and then AI a specific vaccine for a specific person. Super interesting stuff actually. So yeah, I think AI stuff is a good bet, and also I think we should start probably paying a bit of attention to WorldCoin, as I think Sam Altman's involved with this. I'm not 100% sure, but yeah, actually looks pretty decent.
Yeah, what you told was really good. And the only thing where I can add to that is like, yeah, for now we really need to hold a weekly. If not, then 94 is the key level to hold because there's the last liquidity.
And we really want to hold that.
But
And
we really need to do hold that.
if we do that, we'll probably get a bounce, and then it's definitely possible that we could test this yearly open again on a wick. Like, I'm not really ruling that out, and I would still probably be quite bullish on the market even if we got down here. But alts would be in the absolute toilet.
Yeah.
You know what I think max pain would be?
Go on.
Yeah.
If we consolidate sideways for another 8 months.
Yeah, that will be a max pain, yeah, that's for sure.
I mean,
You like
literally,
that,
like
huh?
the ETFs launch, and then we literally just consolidated sideways for 8 months. I would
Oh,
laugh my ass off if we just did the exact
No,
same
we
thing
didn't.
again.
Did we?
sorry.
The hell, if
We
you look at a micro time scale, yes, we did. Look at that.
yeah,
We
we
just
did.
Nah, because
consolidated sideways the whole time.
the ETFs came out here. No,
No, up. The
this was.
ETFs came out right at the pico top of that first move.
Are you sure? I could have sworn
I
maybe this
I
was just the
swore it was
news.
that one.
You might be right. I think this might have been just the news. It was January 2024 when the news announced, but I'm pretty. I remember it being
Yeah,
this
they
stuff.
went live right to the right.
Okay, here.
Right. Yeah, that's right where they went live. And then we
Okay.
just consolidated sideways for the next 8 months or whatever.
Says October 2021. What the fuck?
Nah. Definitely not. I remember Jan 2024, and then we pumped into like March, and then yeah, from April we just consolidated for the whole year. But
Yeah, I talked with Sam about that as well, and I was really convinced we're gonna do something like that again. Maybe not the full 8 months, but still like a sideways. But that could be like max pain.
to bore
That
everyone
would
out of
be
the
really
market.
pain in the ass. Yeah,
Yeah, it really
will be
would
pain in
be.
the ass because everybody is expecting like breaking out, and if you're not gonna do it like maybe not in like next month of 2 months, then people are gonna start selling or going to another project or I don't know, losing faith in it.
All right,
Yeah,
where's January 11th of 2024 on the chart?
yeah, this week.
Okay, yeah, you
Yeah.
are right then.
But we did dump. Um, I
So how
think it
much
was
was that?
20%. Yeah, 20%.
Yeah.
But I definitely kind of agree with you, and it kind of does look like we're printing something similar. It might just be slightly smaller, and it would make it like Bitcoin does this. Like it will
Mhm.
consolidate, and then all of a sudden at the end it will start looking really good, and then before you know it, we're already up here, and everyone's
Exactly. That circle
it's
what you
too
just
late.
draw, that was as well like a little bit the max pain of that range because not everybody was expecting we're not gonna go that low. Because I remember like Stu was telling like, okay, that's the last lower low what you're gonna create. Otherwise, you're gonna break down to the lowest of 40K,
Mhm.
and we didn't even go halfway, and we just bounced from it.
Mhm.
And everybody was like, oh shit, okay, so we're going now.
Yeah. It's definitely something to keep an eye on, but you know, just try to get long and
And to be honest, when you look at the 4 hour ish, not on Bitcoin but on the rest of the alts, they're quite high on the oscillators, most of them. So we might have some like cooling stepping off or time for it to get to
yeah,
the
like this
lows.
is not down here and looking like
Yeah,
it bottomed
exactly.
where like we could just hold and then get like that. Yeah. ETH Bitcoin's struggling as well. Could take a couple of weeks for ETH Bitcoin to actually build it and bottom out on the
Yep.
chart. But yeah, for now, I think we should check. I think we should start checking Soldom a lot more personally because it seems to me that this cycle Sol is having a bigger effect on the market than ETH right now. And yeah, this still hasn't broken out. I guess there's a high there.
Yeah, so look at the wick, how much sell pressure was there.
Yeah. So it's
That's
possible
gonna
that
be
we're
hard
gonna
to
come back in
yeah,
here and do something,
exactly. Try it
maybe
maybe
another.
1 or 2 times more
And that could
before
easily
you're gonna
take
break it.
like, in reality, it could actually take a few months, but
Hmm.
I yeah, it's so hard to like predict time, honestly, because it could do the retest really fast. We could do it in one weekly candle, and then start carving out the up structure, or we could slow dump for
I
like a
mean,
whole
yeah,
month. Like we don't know.
exactly. You can grind it down. Like for example, like the previous structures what you had, that was
Mhm.
like grindy-ish. You had the small candles and really like considerate structure on it. Well, eventually the candle what we are right now in it, that was like big ass candle went through the roof. Would get bashed down. We
Mhm.
could have that as well eventually. So that was like really a lot of pressure on it, but still didn't even get like through the roof. And it
Mhm.
was like I guess that was because of that Trump. So the 30 billion or how much was it? Liquidity in the market.
Yeah, quite a lot on the Trump coin.
Yeah. So imagine that amount didn't even get through the higher high.
Mhm. Yeah. So I think we'll just have to be patient for now. But you know, it's there are some signs there. This can't be any more bottomed. ETH Dom and ETH Bitcoin could be a bit more dominant bottomed. Like we could definitely go down to like 2.5, but
Yeah, that looks like shit.
it does look like shit. But then it also looks like it could easily create a bottom here. So like it's way too early to call, but I think it's definitely
To be
I don't
honest,
want to say likely, but like I just find it so hard to believe that ETH is not going to do something this year, and the alts aren't going to run because then it really would be different. Like it really would be a different cycle, and this is highly possible with Bitcoin and the ETFs. And if there's a strategic reserve that all the countries just buy Bitcoin, no one really gives a shit about ETH because everyone's trading shitcoins on Sol. Like, there's definitely like a theory there, but until proven otherwise, I just have to go with tried and tested method that ETH is probably going to hit, 6, 7, 8K, hopefully 10.
I would like to see that. I hope they will do that actually,
Mhm.
because for right now, when you look at Eve and especially the project around it, I think and it looks like they a little bit give up on it
Mhm.
to fight against the market and other projects because they really, really are weak as fuck right now. So the thing is, like, they need to show up some strength. If they're not gonna do it or manage this year or in this cycle, then I'm not sure we're gonna see Eve more often in the next one,
Mm.
and we're gonna consider Eve our second coin. I guess Solana gonna beat it to the death.
Yeah, we'll
That's
see. We'll definitely see. I just think, yeah, there's a lot of innovation going on at Solana at the moment. It's a little bit hot, but
yeah, that's why Eve cannot compare to Solana right now, especially because of the price. But on the other hand, it's just the innovation what everyone gives to Solana, and that's the strongest points of Solana right now.
we need like Sol ETH or Sol Bitcoin charts on TradingView. That'd be really helpful.
Yeah, grab that. Ooh, glowing hands. Sexy.
Did I search for Alameme coin? Stargate. Yeah, Stargate. Stargate's Trump's new. What's that again? He's made a company for. Is that for the AI projects or?
I'm not sure if that's specific for AI agents,
I remember
but
I
it
was
could
watching
be.
the thing and he did say something about Stargate with the AI thing or something. I can't remember exactly what it's about, but
Yeah.
he's setting up Stargate for.
Oh, bots.
No, no,
The
no. He's got like a new. He's setting up like a
yeah,
new
bots I've seen.
venture or something. Adrian and I have been hypothesizing an 8-month Bitcoin range before as well. Yeah, I mean 8 months would be absolutely wild. It doesn't. Yeah,
Yeah.
it doesn't.
It doesn't need
That
to be
wouldn't make.
like that long,
It
but
wouldn't make sense to me to do a whole another year of consolidation.
yeah.
Like it just.
Then the bull market will be over. We will
Yeah,
have like
just
one more pump, gain the higher high and all-time high, and bash it down, and then that's it.
and just literally no alts are gonna do anything. It would just be
Yeah.
so strange to me. Max Payne, Trump accidentally talked shit about crypto. Hey man, could happen. I just think like if he were to actually sign an order, but like yeah, we're gonna buy some Bitcoin and just put it on the balance sheet, and then for the next like 10, 20 years, it's gonna be locked in some government vault where future presidents can't touch it, and then
Hmm.
China does the same because China and America are always in a basically an arms race. Like we could have a crazy situation where there's basically an arms type race for Bitcoin and Bitcoin mining projects. In the same way that they're kind of starting one for AI at the moment, even though they're working together on AI, China and America now, because Trump's doing a lot of good stuff with, like obviously he's going to lower tax and make it better for people to come innovate in America and use data centers and stuff like that. We could actually see like a country arms race for Bitcoin, which would be absolutely crazy to think about. Would be good for support, that's for sure. No fun delivery though. It would make sense for price action to be different this cycle because there's so much different. 2020 bull run, completely agree. No SBF. Now we have ETFs. There's a lot less manipulation this bull run, in my opinion. Possibly. I mean, it's harder to. It's definitely harder to manipulate because there's more liquidity and the market cap's higher than previous cycles. You don't hear about anyone rotating from Sol back to ETH. No, you actually don't. It's very, very true. I mean, ETH's just rinsed. Agreed. Sol's a big effect this run. Sol story is more important last run. Speculation about tech, meme casino. I mean, yeah, everyone's using every new participant in the market is using Solana. That last cycle they were buying ETH and buying shitcoins and whatever on ETH and buying altcoins and stuff like that. This year they're not buying ETH, they're buying Sol, and they're just fucking buying Zog coin or Sigma coin and getting rinsed. Ada Dom, no. Is there a chance that with ETFs, institutional investment, and more regulation, the crypto market becomes more like TradFi? Oh, 100%. That's been a theory for quite a long time before getting ETFs. Actually, even without ETFs, it was that one day the market was going to be so liquid and the market cap was going to be so high that essentially when most of the 21 million bitcoins out there and most of them are in people's wallets, like essentially the idea is that the bitcoin price will stabilize to a level where it won't be volatile. It will obviously fluctuate slightly, but then it will genuinely be like digital gold, and that was kind of the whole sort of idea behind it. AI bots vaccine, exactly. Yeah, shitcoins. Look at that. Shitcoins minus 30%. Getting
Yeah,
rinsed.
that's just already enough, right? That most of them are in the stable coins, 51%, even more. Large caps down, alt a little bit like middling. So we will see some of the switch in it. But
That does make me think that large caps soon are
hmm
probably going to have a comeback. And which is why I'm watching things like Injective.
yeah,
What else did I say? I was watching FET. Like,
Fed.
FET is probably a good shout because it's been consolidating for so long. And with the AI stuff going on in America, it's probably just an easy, like, oh, I'm going to just allocate into, like, FET or Render or something, and then it's going to do money. It's just kind of like Dodge. Like, why would you have, like, a grand sitting in your bank account when you could just ladder into Dodge and you're quite sure that at some point this year it's going to be at $1? Like, Trump and his team buying up ETH makes you wonder what the fuck. Yeah, ETH is fundamentally crap. Yeah, yes and no. You have to choose only one. The other one gets to live. Fuck. You know, for all my hatred for the UK, I still think I'd rather live here than France.
Yeah, all right, I give you that.
You know, I'd like to come live in Netherlands. Quite like the Dutch, but the French.
Oh, you'll be surprised, man. You'll be surprised.
Yeah, I mean, we're all a
Oh
sinking
shit,
ship, aren't we, in the EU?
wrong.
France is going to be okay either way because there is no clear regulatory framework for tram movements. I thought you were actually going to say something.
Chaos? Chaos, I'm with you on that one.
That was funny. I actually thought you were saying something serious until I read the last bit. ETH maxis never want to address the fact that since Charles and Gavin left ETH, the rate of progress for ETH has literally died and is slowly grinding to a halt. Well, I can't really comment on that because I don't really know much about it, but this is the first time hearing of Charles being involved with ETH. I should probably know that, to be honest, but yeah, I mean,
Yeah, he's a co-founder.
very interesting. Yeah, ETH, ADA. It's definitely there's definitely some truth to that. I would agree. I'm driving the train through both govs. Yeah, they were all founders of ETH. I'm gonna stop my recording.